Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, to this week's episode of the Blind Alley Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Stevie D.
And I'm your other host, Ross Flaherty.
Ross.
Yes.
We have a hell of a show lined up for the folks at home tonight.
Hell of a show. You won't believe what's coming up.
We have some little movie reviews.
Mm-hmm.
We have some controversial topics to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a couple of special guests along the way. But first up, Ross, how are you doing?
Could be better. Could be worse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not feeling it tonight?
Oh, look. We
as is a bloody Blind Alley tradition at this point, production has been a nightmare.
Absolute nightmare.
I'm editing an episode.
Yeah.
The last episode you listened to.
Yeah.
It was up late. Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
But you don't care. People don't care. They don't care. They don't know what our schedule is.
We know what our schedule is.
We know what our schedule is and we're late, but they don't know what it is, so it's fine.
Yeah.
A friend of mine messaged me recently, where the fuck is the podcast? I can't go jogging without it.
Oh.
He's just looking for an excuse not to jog. You know who you are. Yeah. No, I think it's good. We're getting into the hang of it. Our new production. People at home can be they're availing. People still, not a lot of you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. You're missing out. Very well edited videos by me.
And me.
Should we tell them that what the flow is?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
That Ross edits the audio.
Yeah.
Pumps it over to me, I do the video, and then we kind of cut from each other for clips.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it seems like that should be fine.
Yeah.
Pretty equal the version of workload there. But somehow we managed to fuck it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're doing good.
Yeah.
It's all about the energy you bring to the table, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, Ross, all jokes aside.
Yes.
Some shit went down.
Some shit went down.
Shit's going down. For real. In Ireland.
Yeah.
We have a pandemic. We have people in the streets protesting. Mm-hmm. No matter what your side you're on, it's not a great situation to be in.
No.
And protests aside, we've had some people here in Castletroy, College Court to be specific, who decided that Rag Week was more important than social distancing, that they needed to get out on the streets and have a little party.
Yeah.
And we have a friend who's written a little article about it.
Yeah.
Miss Aislinn Kelly. Aislinn, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good, thanks, Stephen.
Good. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Oh, no bother at all.
So you've written a very popular article recently for UL's own Unfuckle News. This is correct.
Yeah.
And it's gained a little bit of steam online. On my little Twitter and the Instagram circles anyway. I don't know if you've seen it, Ross.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I read it. I read it myself.
Yeah, very good. It was a lovely, well-written article in regards to the College Court. I'm going to call it a debacle. It was a PR nightmare for Limerick and students all over the country, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Would you be able to summarise the crux of your article real quick for the listeners at home who might not have read it?
Yeah, I suppose I started off with the fact that most UL students aren't on campus. And I just tried to encapsulate, I suppose, the frustration felt by most students. And I was trying to show that, no one really condoned College Court, but there's a lot more pressing issues in third level and education. Yeah. And I suppose I was trying to show that we're not really claiming responsibility for it and that it's not the majority either.
Oh, no.
And also, I actually think it was a huge overreaction to what it was when you consider that there was literally an organised protest.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in a house party, sure, there was a couple of people who organised it and I spoke about them. But I mean, the fact that there's been teenagers named and shamed online and their academic career may come to a standstill over, to me, is just absolutely ludicrous. And I was really angry about it.
Of course, yeah. Because literally a day or two earlier, there was hundreds of people in Dublin. And even, was it yesterday, there was that protest in Cork.
Some protest in Cork as well.
People not wearing masks, gathering in close circles. They're not being named and shamed. And their impact is going to have it's going to be a lot bigger impact than a couple of students, you know.
About Cork, there was a headline that said that it passed peacefully.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's not spreading a deadly virus which causes a violent death in anyone who's immunocompromised. Like, it's just bizarre.
I mean, the College Court kids passed peacefully as well, but they're not. It's a shame. It's just who do we point the finger at? Is it the media or is it the government? Who's really
I'm reluctant to say the media, as I need a job in it for the rest of my life.
This is true.
No, I don't think it is the media. I think it was just a mob online that just suddenly took issue with all these students who were probably under the influence and feeling kind of reckless. And I did regret the article at the beginning because I thought, like, I made good points, but I also feel like I weighted way too much responsibility on the people attending. And I mean, like, yeah, a lot of them did organise it, and that's what I focused in on. But I mean, there was a lot of people who I'm sure just came out of their house, heard everyone singing "Come On, Aislinn," and said, "I'll join in," not realising that they were going to be lynched on Twitter the next day. So I feel sorry for them, really, because I think as someone in college, it's an immensely frustrating time, and I can't blame them, really. But at the same time, I'm not condoning it, but I just think it's a bigger situation. I'm trying to open people's minds to the whole thing. Yeah,
I guess my gut reaction as well, and Ross will know, is just to not slanderize them, but really lay into them, because they were reflecting poorly on UL and the UL student body as a whole. But if, like, look at it from their point of view, it's 9 weeks into a level 5 lockdown. It's rag week. Some of them might have been fourth years, extremely stressed. Ross, I can't imagine. You wouldn't have been in there with the boys, but if it was happening in College Court, you would have stood in the stoop of your little porch and maybe cracked a brewski. Stayed your 5 meters, but you would have maybe hummed "Come On, Aislinn."
I like, if I was in the vicinity, I would have been incredibly tempted to join in and say, you know what, fuck everything. I'm just going to go forget about everything for a night. 9
weeks.
I probably wouldn't, but like, at the same time, I completely understand why you would want to.
And that's I think what's missing from the government, and I can say it, the media, is a little bit of empathy on the. Stupid. It was stupid of them to do. But I also heard that the guards, and I don't want to put too much blame on the Ngardi, Ngarda Shikana, but I heard that they were patrolling College Court as it was starting, and they didn't do anything to try and break it up. Do you have any insights into that, Aislinn?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I do know that we all got this email, and it drove me mental, because it said I haven't been in the college since week 2 of the first semester, and it was like, there's going to be Garda patrols, there shouldn't be any house parties. So when I first saw the house party, I was like, lads, come on, like, you know the repercussions of this. But I'm not too sure. I actually wasn't speaking to anyone who was at the party. I've spoken to a couple of people who are at College Court, but don't want to claim that they were there. But I don't know. I do think the guards have been turning a blind eye. I mean, there's been house parties going on the whole time, and I think most people have just said, oh, fair enough, they're all meeting up, they're in their own little bubble. But I'm not too sure about the guards. I don't know if that's inside information.
It is very strange, because UL has come out and saying they're funding extra patrols around Castle Troy, and we've seen it. Like, I've seen armed guards in the invert by us. We're in Castle Troy.
Armed?
Like armed support units. Like a guard with a pistol on his leg.
I haven't noticed that, to be honest.
I have, yeah. I was like, is that like a BB gun or something? Are they allowed to carry that? And I went outside, and the squad car had armed support unit on it. It just might have been a coincidence. It might not have been anything to do with increased patrols around UL. But that aside, how in the name of God did this huge street party manage to take place after extra patrols were funded by UL?
I'm surprised it wasn't in the bud.
It was rag week. It was a College Court. Extra patrols in Castle Troy. If it was normal patrols in Castle Troy during rag week in College Court, there'd be guards there. Where were they on the night? What's going on? Conspiracy
Singing
theory
"Come On,
time.
Aislinn."
Yeah, they're probably fucking there too. It's where do we go now, though? And you did mention that it is a shame that we're in a pandemic. There is no reason for any students to be in UL. So why is the blame being solely put on us? I'm seeing people.
Yeah, and also there's a lot of students who are locked in these awful rental agreements, because we were told we were going to be on campus for a certain amount of time. I was lucky that I picked the UL one, that you're only there for the week. The second years are on or whatever. Most of my friends are paying some sort of lease to a place that they've never even been in. And I thought that was way worse, because they're always saying, oh, why are there students up there? But I mean, a lot of students pay the deposit, so they're looking at it like, why would I pay for a room in College Court and isolate myself at home? Like that's more worrying, I think. Like, at least look at the cause rather than the terrible rendition of "Come On, Aislinn." Go back to it.
It was a real shame. And it's a shame they weren't trying to hide it. I saw videos on SnapMap. It's just not the most...
that was annoying.
What the fuck? Not even trying to hide it. I can't imagine. How do you even go? This is me laying into them again, but how, after a year of being in a pandemic, do you shut off that side of your brain enough for one night just to say, fuck it, there is no pandemic? I want to go out and party as if nothing is happening in the world.
That's what I found difficult, and I was thinking, are they making a statement? Because I saw people like getting ready and being outside in the party. I was thinking, they're obviously making some sort of statement, and I suppose the article at the beginning focused on that.
Yeah.
But now I'm being told by people, oh, it wasn't a statement, it was literally just a moment of madness, which I think everyone is entitled to at least once in their life.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how people don't understand the severity of video either. Like, to put it on a public map, you're thinking, God, like, that's your face, you know, and for suspensions and everything. And like, I mean, you can change your name and delete your profile picture, but at the end of the day, the damage has been very much so done in that regard.
And what do we know anything with regards to expulsions or suspensions going on?
I doubt there'll be expulsions. I'd be extremely surprised if there was expulsions, but I do think there will be suspensions. And actually, I'm not totally against it, because we were told there'd be suspensions literally a couple of days before it happened.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I think like it was a pandemic. It is a fairly deadly virus. Everyone else is paying their, I suppose, making an effort. So I think that the ones who did violate it should be brought up, but not expelled. Oh my God, not expelled.
Yeah. No, I think expulsion is too drastic. To think of like someone who's whatever, they could be getting a Susie Grant, they could be paying it themselves, whatever. But the point is, they've been in college. Maybe they've been in college 3 years or whatever. They've paid. Whatever it is, $3,000 a year, and for all that to go down to the drain for your degree and everything, for an expulsion from one night of recklessness, I think is way over the top.
Exactly, and it's a greater price to pay than what a lot of people who violated the restrictions. I mean, what about people who are holidaying? Do you know what I mean? Like, college course, I would not consider as a holiday. Like, I've been there. I don't think it's that much of a. I don't think it's Spain. Like, I think they're way worse offenders.
And the weird thing, college court is not, as far as I know, associated with the University of Limerick in any way, shape, or form. It is. No. We know that like UL students go there obviously because it's like next door to UL.
Yeah.
But for all we know, every single person there was from Mary ILIT. But for some reason, I mean, obviously, I know the reason UL is getting the blame because it's the logical conclusion to come to. But it's just a shame that it's happened so automatically. We don't know who was there. Maybe one UL student was there. We're good people. I say we.
UCC were on a road trip and just stayed in college.
That's not the fucking thing. There's definitely house parties. I heard, UCC in like Wexford, WIT or some Waterford or something like that.
Right.
There's a lot of house parties going on there as well. For some reason, UL is the what's the word? Scapegoat for all this bullshit.
Do you ever feel that the world is against UL sometimes? Like, even the Senate. Do you ever just get annoyed about that? Like, I've no intention of joining the Senate, but it's just the idea that you're not allowed just because you're going to a uni that isn't under whatever the rest of them are. Like, I don't understand it. It actually really annoys me sometimes. I do think that, like, especially RTE, as not to be criticising RTE if they ever want to employ me, but the fact that they kept coming to UL, it's like there are other universities.
Yeah.
That is
there
right.
are definitely these issues happening
across the board.
Other ITs and universities around.
Yeah, probably not NUIG because they seem like boring. Just head down good students over in NUIG. But also, if you are on Twitter and not following UL Confessions, now is the time to join, because the UL Confessions over the course of the last fortnight has been absolutely blowing up. I'm seeing people.
They're also on Instagram as well.
But it's like more raw on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people saying that they were planning on going to UL, but their mother has told them to take UL off the CAO now. I'm seeing people being like,
that's nonsense. They couldn't
I think that's ridiculous.
They're over.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happens though. Mammy's been thinking like, oh God, all they do is bloody party animals over in Limerick. Limerick doesn't. Unfortunately, Limerick has been fighting against its reputation for a long time, and I feel like over the course of the last couple of years, they've done well to get rid of the quote unquote stab city thing. Like, it's nothing like it used to be. But I still feel like in Ireland, people might still think that it's a bit like that, and news stories like this aren't helping.
No.
Also,
I don't know. When I first went to UL, though, I felt like I'd entered the future, because I only went for the course. Like, I wasn't too familiar with Limerick or like UL's campus. But when I went there, I was like, oh my God, this is the most amazing place I've ever been in my life.
Real. There is no college in Ireland that even compares in terms of like size. The UL campus is unfucking real.
It really is amazing. Like, I could not believe it, and I couldn't believe how maybe it's just because I did no research into my courses, but like I just couldn't believe that it was there in Limerick. and that like there's, well, I don't know, maybe that's just me being terribly uninformed as a sixth-year student, but I think Limerick deserves a much better rep if it is fighting a bad reputation.
Yeah. I was surprised when I came to UL that the film society wasn't as developed as I thought it would be. Literally just formed when I came in. I thought, oh man, filmmaking is such a huge society. People love filmmaking and love films. Sure, it's going to be one of the biggest societies in the university. No, just thrown up that year. Very unfortunate. We've been building it up since then. But yeah, any other thoughts on the matter, Aisling? We don't want to keep you for too long.
Not really, no. I'm glad that the article didn't backfire too much. It did on Facebook slightly, but Twitter was pretty good.
Facebook.
So hopefully it's the start of a career of spouting opinions that I hope will make people see things in a fairer light.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope that being sympathetic to like say people who decide to throw a party in the middle of a pandemic isn't condoning them.
No.
But just explaining how understandable it is.
They're not just party animals. They're like people who've been trapped in their homes for 9 weeks, and it's a week that's usually used to go out and on a bit of a lash. So yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of empathy.
Yeah.
But also, if you're a College Court person and you're listening to this for some reason, just fucking cop on, please. Can we get through the rest of the lockdown without fucking up? We were so close. It was so embarrassing. I was watching a news story in New Zealand talking about how they were like exiting quarantine, and there was the Prime Minister of New Zealand, and she was saying, "Oh, it might be June until." Ireland is out of their quarantine, and she was very embarrassed, and that was June last year, and we're still fucking knocking around while New Zealand are having concerts and they're just back to normal life, and we're still arsing around. The government has a lot to stand up for. They flip-flop in between. If they'd stuck to level 5 from the get-go, if everyone stayed in their homes for a couple of weeks...
And stop allowing a load of people flying in
out
on holidays.
Stupid. And then they have the fucking gall to point the finger at students when they've been mucking it up and giving themselves fucking bonuses for what? I'm bloody
and
riled.
Raised minimum wage. I think the minimum wage should definitely have been raised.
Oh, definitely.
Absolute disgrace.
Especially...
That affected more students than the house parties, in my opinion.
Yeah, and essential workers are getting paid minimum wage. What the fuck? How is it? How are they essential but also getting paid the least out of everyone?
Exactly.
What do you think about the? Because we're going to talk about it later in the podcast. In terms of these anti-restriction protests happening in Dublin and Cork, are you empathizing with them also?
No, absolutely not. My god, I think it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life, and I think it's worrying as well.
It is,
because I think it's something Ireland's never seen before, is that kind of... And I'm also sorry, it just brings me, like, it makes me so worried, because when I look at Twitter, and now not that I look at the world through the lens of Twitter, but I see everyone kind of agreeing with me in that they're condemning it, but where are these people getting their ideas from? Like, where did they organise it? Where are they spreading this anti-COVID stuff? Like, oh my god, someone cut off their access to that, because it's so crazy.
Facebook.
Like, the fact that they can even get at that.
Yeah.
Well, from what I've heard, the side of reason that I've heard for protests was that I heard an example of a salon owner who was fined 10 grand for opening because she opened her salon because she needed to feed her family, even though salons, like, historically speaking, were far like the cleanest profession out there, that there'd definitely be no COVID with that profession. But she was fined a load of money even though she was trying to feed her family, whereas some guy who was caught trying to import cocaine into Ireland by like hundreds of pounds got fined like 5 grand. So people are like, please just like level 5 restrictions still, but maybe like tweak them a little bit so certain people can try and earn a living. But I don't know, I still think it's a fucking airborne virus. Please, if you are going to protest, try and stay away from people and wear a fucking mask. Jeepers creepers.
Yeah, I don't know. I just find it difficult to even try and empathise with them. And I think the likes of the business owners, like, I do think it's ludicrous that some businesses are closed. Like, for example, like clothes shops. I think that's ridiculous. And the places that weren't spreading it in the first place. But, like, I just don't... Because to me, I associate it with people holding up those awful... Like, did you see that transphobic banner that someone was holding up, and like all these people not wearing masks in a public gathering, and it's like, have you not lost anyone due to this virus? Are you not slightly worried or empathizing with anyone? Like, I think all the business people should probably mobilize in their own way, but definitely not by gathering in Grafton Street with a firework. Like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's also another.
But also, there's the thing, right? The thing with the people are very quick to focus on whoever threw the firework at the Gardaí, but in any I don't think these protests should have happened anyway. But in any protest about anything, there are always a few people, a few headbangers, or whatever, who'll do something, whatever, off the wall, that shouldn't be representative of all the people.
Yeah.
You know?
In terms of whether it's a protest in Dublin or a student body in UL, it always seems like a few bad apples spoiled the bunch. In any case, I blame the government. Fianna Gael and Fianna Fáil need to get their fucking thumb out, alter these restrictions a little bit, and just keep us in level 5. I don't want to be in level 5, but I don't want to be in level 5 forever. Yeah. I'd rather be in it for a couple of weeks and out of it by summer than in it literally forever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Aislinn, we'll let you go there.
Perfect. Thanks a million for having me on.
No, thanks for joining us.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Follow Aislinn on Instagram. Just search Aislinn Kelly, you'll find her. Moving swiftly on.
Yes.
Movies.
Yes.
We watched them.
Yes.
We watched some.
Yes.
You recently watched another recommendation of mine.
Yes, which was Nightcrawler.
Yes. Starring the
Jake
main
Gyllenhaal.
man himself, Jake Gyllenhaal. He's well rated in Hollywood, but he's still underrated, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He has, I think, the potential to be one of the greats.
He's a very good actor.
He's unreal.
Yeah.
Marlon Brando level, you know.
I think the first thing I saw him in, or maybe the first film where he was the lead in it, I suppose. I might have seen him in other minor parts. Was, I can't remember the name of the film now, but he's on a train and it's like he's like in
Source
the body
Code.
of someone else.
Source Code.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it. Yes.
That's directed by David Bowie's son. I think Duncan Jones.
All right.
Who also directed Moon with Sam Rockwell.
Okay.
And the World of Warcraft movie.
I see.
There you go. He didn't take his. I think he changed his name so people wouldn't give him. Or maybe David Bowie. Yeah, but David Bowie's. I don't know what the deal is there, actually. I wonder if Duncan's changed his name or Bowie. Bowie seems like a less likely last name. Yeah, Source Code. Weird, but we're not talking about that today.
No.
We're talking about Nightcrawler.
Yes. I loved that film.
It's really good.
I appreciate you recommending me that.
Hey, any day, buddy. Any day.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother going into the plot much, whatever. Watch the film yourself.
Watch the movie. But we can say the performance is stellar. Also stars Riz Ahmed, who people might remember from that Star Wars movie, Rogue One.
Oh, right.
Up and comer. Do you know what the disappointing thing about... I mean, this is a brash understatement.
Okay.
But people of colour in Hollywood, they have big roles and they think... Like, I remember the guy who played Aladdin in Aladdin. He thought that big Disney movie...
Not the recent one with Will Smith.
Yeah, the live action one.
Will Smith?
No, he plays a genie.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, see, I didn't actually see the film, but the trailers, it's kind of Will Smith who's plastered all over the trailers.
Yeah, because it's Will Smith. And I referred to the guy as the guy. So what kind of fucking selling power is he going to have? Anyway, the fact of the matter is, huge movie, played titular character, big Disney movie, made whatever, billions, I'd say probably. And no roles. No one came to him in a role. And I think it's kind of similar for this guy, Riz Ahmed. Which is a shame because they're very talented actors.
Yeah.
But yeah, Riz Ahmed plays his Jake Gyllenhaal's character's like assistant halfway through the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, very unreal performance.
Yeah.
And lost a shit ton of weight for it.
Right, okay.
Because this came off of, he played like a wrestler in like or Southpaw, I think it was called.
Okay.
And I think this came after it, and he played a boxer, like huge built dude, and then lost a ton of weight for this. He's like gaunt. It's like it's like Christian Bale going from Batman Begins to the Machinist or Machinist, whatever it was.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, unreal. What do you love about it, Ross?
What do I love about it? I love lots of things about it.
It's unreal. It's a great character study.
Yeah, because I suppose as it progresses, you realise that, okay, actually, this guy, maybe he's not an asshole. Maybe he's actually just a psychopath.
Yes.
In the accurate sense of the word.
Yeah.
And he is.
Yeah. I mean, okay, let's give people a little bit of context. I'm not going into the plot, but this guy, he's basically like he's just like a freelance he ambulance chaser, we call them. He has like a radio. He tunes in. He runs to emergencies and like car crashes or whatever with his camcorder. He takes the footage, he sells it to news stations. Yeah. And like the story
and
is...
the earlier he gets there and the bloodier it is or whatever, the more money he gets for it.
Turn that fucking footage around and sell it to a news place, and then they'll give him money. And that's how he progresses through his career. Yeah. But like... And
he becomes more brash. And I mean, he's very like sort of brash and whatever from the start.
Yes.
And he'll do whatever it takes to get the shot he's looking for.
I highly recommend if you haven't seen it.
To other people's detriment.
I think I could be wrong. I think it was directed by Dan Gilroy, who's
I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one scene in it I have to tell you.
Yeah.
And it's not a spoiler. But something happens. It's ups and downs happen. And one particular down, he's looking in the mirror and he starts screaming. And all it was in the script was, he looks in the mirror and starts screaming in anguish or whatever. Jake Gyllenhaal's character, he grabs it, he screams into the mirror. The mirror swings open. He like punches it open and it swings open, and he fucks it back, and it like the mirror cracks down the middle. And like apparently he cut his hand really poorly, like really really badly during that take. But the way the glass shatters, it falls in such a way that like perfectly frames him. And the director had no idea this was going to happen, but it's like a perfect analogy for his like shattered moment in this movie, and I always appreciate that. It is a fantastic accent. Also, I'm going off on tangent again. Another happy accent. Anyone who's seen The Martian? Have you seen The Martian?
Yes, I've seen The Martian.
Donald Glover's character, his introduction. He's like a really hyped up nerd.
I don't remember him, and to be honest.
But like
it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's fine. But his character stands up and he like rushes to like a whiteboard or something, and he falls over and he stands up again. He's like, "Okay, I'm okay." That was apparently unscripted. He was supposed to just get up and walk over, but he fell over, and it was like a great moment because he's kind of like a very nonchalant character anyway.
Yes.
But apparently after that take, what's his name? The director, Ridley Scott. Liked the take so much that he just kept it, but afterwards people were like, obviously when a fucking huge star falls on set, a lot of PAs are around, a lot of producers are around saying, "Oh, geez, are you okay? Thought I was concussed or whatever." But yeah, happy accidents.
Yeah.
Great moments. Anyway, back to Nightcrawler. Fantastic movie if you want to watch the chronicle descent of a man into madness for his career, kind of.
Yeah. He, I don't know. Yeah. Madness.
An anti-hero of sorts.
He's definitely not a hero.
He does. He does like. No, just fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Just watch it.
Yeah. At the start, he plays more by the rules or whatever. He's still a bit of a bollocks about it or whatever. But yeah, he sort of But then as it progresses, he does more and breaks more rules or whatever, legally or otherwise. Legally or morally, you'd want to watch it.
It'd be a boring movie, you didn't.
To get the shot he's looking for.
And I've been watching.
Yes, what have you been watching?
Okay, so I was going to also recommend, if you like Jake Gyllenhaal in that, also watch The Prisoners.
Okay,
directed by Denis Villeneuve. Who also directed Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, okay, yes.
He's very, very good. And Arrival.
Oh, I like Arrival.
Very good director. Yeah. I think maybe my favourite director.
Okay.
Also starring Hugh Jackman, who is also in The Greatest Showman, which is what I've been watching. I watched The Greatest Showman recently. Long time coming.
Yep.
The old GF insisted I watch it for a long time, and I finally got around to it. And it's great. I love it. For so long, I've been just listening to the Hamilton soundtrack when I go for a shower or whatever. And the Greatest Showman soundtrack is snuck its way in there now. Sneaked? Snuck?
Snuck its way. It snuck its way.
Snuck its way in there now. It's so good. Oh my God. Such iconic songs. Just the song The Greatest Showman, even if you haven't seen the movie, it's like the first song they play and it's like a motif throughout. If you haven't watched the movie, listen to the song. It's so good. It's so hyped and has inspired a lot of TikTok sounds. So you'll recognize a lot of the notes in there. But yeah, it's just a story of how P.T. Barnum set up the first circus. Surely everyone has seen it. Starring Zac Efron.
I've seen it before. It's been a while since I've seen it, but
Hugh Jackman can do no wrong.
Those of you who know me know that I don't like musicals.
No.
But I would say The Greatest Showman is a musical that I dislike a lot less than a lot of other musicals.
Can't believe it. And that's weird, because I like it. I didn't think I'd be a guy who likes musicals, but I don't think I've ever seen a musical I didn't like, except for Cats. I can barely call that.
The film rather than the play. I haven't seen the stage production, no.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Hugh Jackman might be the greatest showman. He can do no wrong. He can sing, he can dance, he can act his way around anyone. He's amazing.
He's good.
He's just a swell bloke. Have you ever seen that? He was on the red carpet and a guy comes over to interview him.
Oh yeah, and he was like Hugh Jackman taught him when
he's like, yeah, Hugh Jackman's like, yeah, the movie's great and whatever. He's Australian, and he was like, but I'm wondering how have you kept up with your physical education? And he was like, oh, the interview was like good already. He's like, yeah, Hugh was my PE teacher when I was in high school. He was like, what a fucking swell dude.
Yeah.
I can't even remember some of the guys I went to secondary school with, and this guy can remember one of his students.
Yeah.
What a fucking lad.
Yeah.
And it's the same. Will Smith has the same kind of vibe. Will Smith remembers his PAs from back in the day. He notices them in crowds.
Right.
What fucking... how can you hate him? Hugh Jackman, saint.
You can imagine if you're in that position, you see a lot of faces every bloody day.
Every bloody day. As
so many faces. I don't know how you keep up with it.
As just a superstar actor and as a fucking PE teacher.
Yeah.
How? If anyone hasn't
seen so many people.
Google that or YouTube it, find it. It makes you... you love Hugh Jackman. If anyone doesn't love Hugh Jackman, write us in. Tell us what's wrong. The Greatest Showman. It's everything you'd ever want. It's everything you'd ever need. And it's there right in front of you online somewhere.
Is it everything?
Lyrics of one of the songs that goes like, it's everything you'd ever want.
Okay, that makes more sense to me now.
Well, you know what? I'm going to put some in here. Actually, you're going to put some in here.
Okay.
I'll send you the line. I'll send you an MP3.
It's grand out, yeah.
God, Hugh Jackman can sing. Anyway. Another movie I watched recently.
Yes.
It's something you might be interested in.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Percy Jackson series.
Oh, I was about to say, don't get me started.
I'll get you started,
Do
Ross.
get me started.
On the books and the movies. Mm-hmm. I watched it with my girlfriend. And do you know what? She's taken a week off of work.
Oh, yeah.
For my birthday, which is in 2 days. And she's here with us today. Tara. Hey! Welcome,
hello,
Tara.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast. My better half, Tara Maxwell. Tara, how are you doing?
I'm not too bad now. How are you?
You're a long time fan of the pod?
Very much so. Very long time.
No, she listened to one episode. I sent her the link to the podcast
before we even met.
Yeah, on our first date. I was late, so I was like, "Hey, if you want to get to know me."
He suggested his podcast, and well, despite that fact, I'm still dating him.
I'm that good. Tara, you're a fan of the Percy Jackson series.
I am indeed.
And Ross is also a fan of the Percy Jackson series.
Are you?
Yes, I'm a big fan of the books.
Oh, here we go.
I was a big fan of the books also. I read them in my pre-teens.
Yes. Let's start with Lightning Thief.
Movie or book?
Let's talk about the movie because I haven't read the books.
Okay.
The movie...
This is the first film, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because there are two. Yeah. I don't remember the names of them.
Logan Lerman, starring Logan Lerman, Alexandria Daddario.
Yeah.
One Sean Bean, who, spoiler alert, doesn't die because he plays Zeus. And Steve Coogan.
Pierce Brosnan.
Steve Coogan plays Hades.
Rosario Dawson.
She
plays
wasn't.
Persephone.
Who plays Persephone, the fife of Hades.
We don't need to list out all the cast.
Yeah,
no.
but
well, to be fair, I don't know the rest of the cast.
No, neither do I.
I couldn't tell you who plays Grover or Luke.
Okay. Yeah. So, what did you think of the movie?
It was
Before I say anything,
okay.
we're judging the movie based on the movie, not based on its accurate representation of the books.
Well, I was just about to say that it was a bastardization of the books.
Yes.
Yeah, but shit happens, you know.
The movie was a very good movie if you were watching it as a preteen. It was very much so directed towards the YA audience.
Yeah,
in its
but
directing.
But you're not.
And content.
See, this is the thing on how you judge a movie. Do you judge it on its overall, how it is as a movie, or do you judge it based off of the target audience?
I don't know. I think the target audience can come into it at a certain extent, because I remember watching You know what? I can't remember the name of it.
You're really good with names today. What's your name?
That's irrelevant.
Rosie Posey.
Rosie Posey. I think. Okay, in terms of judging it based off of its appeal to target audience, I would say there's two types of success.
Okay.
Box office and like critical.
Yeah.
And I would say the box office success is reflective of its appeal to the demographic.
Okay. Yes.
I do not have the box office. And you know what? I'm going to Google the box office of this movie and see if it made a profit.
It probably did, considering how popular the books
I remember
were.
it, like, at the time. It was a big enough movie.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, right? I read the books when... I can't remember what age I was, but I was somewhere in the age bracket that they were aimed at, right?
Well, they came out when I was about 8, and you're, 2 years younger than me, so you would have been about 6 when they came out.
No, but I didn't read them when they came out, I don't think.
Yeah, I read them... I read the first one when I was, I'm going to say 12, 13?
I think I was probably around the same age reading
Yeah.
them. And so I was in the demographic that it was aimed at, I suppose, when I was reading them. Then I saw the film, I don't know, ages after that. So the film wasn't aimed at my age group. But having said that, I could watch the Harry Potter films any day of the week and still enjoy them, even though the demographic for them is younger or whatever. I just think the film is I think the film is a terrible adaptation of the book.
Adaptation of the book. It is very much so. But I watched the movie. I watched the Lightning Thief movie before I read the books. Yeah. So there's 3 years between the first and the second movie.
Yeah.
And I read the series between the two movies. I watched the first one, and I've always had an interest in Greek mythology anyway.
Yeah.
So I watched the first one, got really excited, found out it was a book series, read the books, then in 2013 the second one came out.
Yes.
Watched that and realised how terrible it was.
Yeah.
But I don't think I put 2 and 2 together when it came to the movie in the first book, considering I watched the movie first and I was just so in love with that movie because I was the target audience at the time.
Speaking of which, budget 95 million gross, and doubled that for marketing.
Okay.
So like maybe it's 190 million. And it made 200 million, so it was a small success.
Small bracket, yes.
I believe it.
And I would say that considering I would imagine that the second one made a loss. They didn't make a third
I would say so, yeah.
They didn't make a third one, and the first one wasn't great and made a small profit.
Yes.
Wait, 95 million on that budget for that movie?
Yes.
And the CGI was still...
Well, like 95, you'd be surprised how much movies cost. Look at this production, and it cost more than you'd like to hope.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into calculating how much.
Yeah, I don't think that's something we want to do.
Sorry, Buck?
I don't think that's something we want to do.
No. So yeah, I didn't mind it. Logan Lerman is a good actor. Alexandria Daddario is a good actress.
Yeah, but I don't think she fitted the role.
No,
I just don't think so. Because having read the books, I know reading books, you come up with your own sort of versions of characters in your head. So obviously, I wasn't expecting them to be exactly like that in the films, but I just don't think she fitted the role.
Annabeth was not meant to be that sexy.
Who would you have cast?
Yeah.
She was kind of like, she's basically the Hermione of the.
You kept on making comparisons to Harry Potter last night. I didn't appreciate it.
But it's so. I mean, come on. In the second movie, spoiler alert.
It's ancient.
There's a prophecy that a young boy with powers has to fulfill.
But I'm so sick of people making comparisons.
And the prophecy could be about him or someone else.
Yeah, but
no, I don't like these.
I'm not going to compare it to Harry Potter because of that.
He has the clumsy, loyal best friend, the smart love interest girl.
I don't like it. No, I don't like. I don't like people picking points and like comparing.
Chiron is basically Dumbledore.
No, stop. You're just making brash comparisons. You're like, a white man goes on an adventure and meets some people and runs into trouble. It's basically every movie ever made.
Which it is.
No, stop.
But there are tropes.
There's similarities in every movie, but I wouldn't like compare apples to oranges. You can't compare apples to oranges, which is a weird expression. I don't know why you do that.
They're
you can compare
fruit.
apples to oranges. Yeah, which is why the expression doesn't work. But like, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. You'd eat the peel of an apple. You wouldn't eat the peel of an orange. Well, on that subject,
you would if it's candy.
You see, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Quick side note.
Right, quick side note. Quick side note.
Cameron Ross,
quick side note. Why the fuck would anyone want to eat the peel of an orange or a lemon? It is not for consuming. You peel it, you eat what's inside. You do not eat the peel. Would you eat a banana peel? Would you like to chew on a banana peel? No. Well, then why the fuck would you put like peel in a fruit cake or something? You've just ruined the cake.
Yeah.
The little shake on your voice.
Okay.
I like an orange peel on the side of it.
Yeah, rant over.
Okay.
I just wanted to get that out there. It needs a wider audience than it currently has.
Ross, when you're editing this later, you're going to be like, "Holy, shut up."
Yes, I know.
I like an orange peel on the side like a martini.
Yeah, but you don't eat it. It's a garnish.
What?
You're going to eat it.
I only order Coronas with a bit of lime in it.
Yeah, but you eat the flesh of a lime. You don't eat the skin.
I want to eat fucking joshing you.
I mean, when you're taking a tequila shot, you eat the flesh, but then you throw away the skin.
Oh, you do. What a waste.
The skin is not nice.
I just eat it. It's vitamins.
It's very...
You're fucking...
Yeah.
You cheeky little Scot.
I mean,
you're just saying shite to rile me up.
Cheeky Scot Cam.
Like I said, the only time you'd eat a peel is if it was like candied, but then to make a candied peel, you have to boil it. You do eat candied peel.
I do not.
Speaking of peel,
I do not.
In general, people eat candied peel.
It should be banned.
But it's because it's
Get
boiled.
the government on it. It should be banned.
It's boiled in a whole bunch of sugar, and then it's...
I don't care what they do to it. It's outrageous.
Caramelized. Speaking of peel, we need to watch Us.
Jordan Peele. The Keen Peele boys.
Just Jordan Peele.
Just
Get back to Percy Jackson, you fucking idiots. Jeepers creepers.
So many tangents.
I don't even know how we got into talking about oranges.
Honestly,
apples to oranges. Stop comparing stuff.
I happily watch the movies for nostalgic reasons, not because they're cinematic masterpieces.
Yeah, well, of course.
That's my conclusion.
I think
on them.
they're neither cinematic masterpieces nor good representations of the book.
No, they're not. But for nostalgic reasons, because I started with the movies and then moved on to the books, like any pleb would.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'd say
can't relate, but fair enough.
You can see Sean Bean was there to just cash a check. He didn't fucking try at all.
No.
And Pierce Brosnan wasn't there for the second film. He's like,
but he was acting in the first one. He did try.
Yeah.
Oh, Pierce. Good old Pierce. He won't fucking...
We forgot to name Kevin McKidd, by the way.
Scary?
Kevin McKidd.
I didn't know him. Grey's Anatomy fella.
Grey's Anatomy guy, yeah.
Right.
He's Scottish.
Sweden.
Although Logan Lerman, because they're coming out with the Percy Jackson TV series now, it's a Disney Plus series.
Yeah, it's Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
And they're making a TV series which will, fingers crossed, be more accurate to the books.
It's Disney
because
Plus,
they have more episodes and things to flesh out the books. Stuff can't get cut.
But
not that much can get cut out.
It's a Disney Plus series, so there's going to be a lot of money behind it.
Yeah. And apparently Logan Lerman has said that he wants to play Poseidon.
Yeah, but there's a lot between saying something on Twitter and...
I mean, the man's in his 30s now. He could easily play him.
Yeah, but does he have to look?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, did you not see those pictures of him when he was on a hike?
Does he have a beard?
He can easily... he has stubble at the moment, but
he's too childish looking.
He's not, though. He grew up.
Okay, we'll put a picture up of your man here now. Yeah, maybe he could be Poseidon. Anyway, moving on. Second movie.
Yeah.
Substantially worse.
Yes.
Big time. Not good at all.
No.
Leading up, it laid the groundwork for a third movie, which is always very ballsy in a bad movie. They never make a movie thinking this is a bad movie. Probably should stop a third one. But yeah, it's unfortunate. You hate to see it.
They did the same in High School Musical 3. They set up those two freshman characters in High School Musical 3 to make a new trilogy with new characters and things, because the other ones were graduating, but that never happened.
Stupid.
But now you have the Disney Plus series, the High School Musical.
Does it have anything to do with it?
I don't
Something
think
about that red light girl, right?
Yeah, the driver's license girl. Yeah. The guy that the song is about is her co-star on that show.
The guy. Oh, she's in it.
She's in it, yeah. The guy that she's singing about in that very depressing song.
Red light, stop sign.
Is her...
Ah, fuck you.
Me too, baby.
I left her hanging for a high five, guys.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that's the guy she's singing about in her co-star in the High School Musical TV show. Because he is significantly older than her.
Oh yeah, how much?
She only just turned 18, whereas he's like Ross's age. I wouldn't say significantly, but...
That's not significantly older.
No, but she was like 16 when they met, and he was like 20.
Ross.
they had a relationship, but he left her because she was too young, and then started dating another Disney alumni who is his age.
Whom?
I can't remember her name.
Vanessa Ann Hudgens?
No, it's Olivia something. No,
Raven?
Olivia Rodrigo is the one who sings it. I think it's
Olivia Colman.
Sabrina Carpenter. No, not
Sabrina Carpenter.
It's someone from Disney anyway. Some blonde girl. You're
Kyle
probably
Massey.
with that blonde girl.
Oh yeah, I don't know the song.
She's
Anyway,
another
moving swiftly
Disney
on.
alumni.
Second movie, not great.
No.
Ron Perlman plays a voice in it.
Yes, he does the voice of Polyphemus.
Cyclops.
Who's he now?
He's the big Cyclops in the second movie.
He's an actual reality.
Hellboy.
Have you seen Hellboy?
The Hellboy movies.
No, I haven't.
Sons of Anarchy?
I started watching the first episode. Didn't like it. Didn't like the cinematography. I thought, what is this shite? Stopped watching it.
He basically looks like a human version of Thanos.
He looks like a thumb. A great voice though.
Yeah, he looks like the thumb people from Spy Kids.
No, he had thumbs, yeah.
I don't remember what they look like.
Did you have a childhood at all?
I watched that film.
He didn't watch TV.
You didn't even watch television as a kid.
He didn't watch TV. He was
that.
Protestant. They kept it in the fucking cupboard toaster.
The only time they turned it on would be watch Mass on Sunday.
Dirty Protestant Mass.
We don't watch Mass.
Do they even kneel down in Protestant Mass?
Most people don't kneel.
Do you do the shaking hands?
Sign a peace, yeah.
Peace with you.
Yeah, peace with you.
And with your spirit.
And also with you. We say and also with you.
Is there anything to be said for saying another Mass?
Classic
Father Ted preference.
I haven't seen.
Oh, she hasn't seen Father Ted.
I've never watched Father Ted.
You need to watch Father
Hey
Ted.
guys, everyone listening at home and on YouTube, comment below if you'd like to watch a react series. Tara's first experience with Father Ted. And me and Ross also laughing.
We may or may not make that happen.
Yeah.
Probably
I've never seen it.
If this video gets 1 million likes, we'll make it happen.
I've also never watched Fair City or Glen Rowe.
That's fine.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
It's fairly shitty.
I mean, Glen Rowe was more our parents.
I don't care. I don't know what Glen Rowe is. Why the fuck would I watch Glen Rowe?
Glen Rowe was like Fair City before Fair City.
I know. I know what Glen Rowe is. I fucking know what Glen Rowe is. Of course I know.
Maybe.
In general, you have a very a wide array of ineffectual knowledge.
Thank you.
No, it wasn't a compliment. Moving swiftly on.
From you.
Do you want to go productivity tip first or the other thing?
The other thing.
Okay.
We've said it now. We better say it.
We're not going to say too much about it, but
not too much.
In the coming week, from when this is posted, there's a new little thing coming to our YouTube.
Something coming to our YouTube.
It's not going to be like the fucking 3-minute things. They're fucking walking the woods.
No, this is something new.
This is
exciting.
Long format. Like, can we give them a length?
Sure, about 15 minutes.
Yeah, about 15 minutes
episode. Notice how I said episode.
It's episodic in nature, and it's high enough quality.
Yeah,
the camera's there at least. Banter might not be. Patter is low quality. So keep it. Go onto our YouTube, Blind Alley Productions.
Yeah.
Hit a subscription. Hit that motherfucking bell icon. You know what to do. And in terms of productivity,
sure.
Ross, I'll say it before. I'll say it again.
You mean the other way around?
Ross, I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
It's better done than perfect.
You do say that?
I saw a thing recently. The Simpsons, when it aired in 1989, looked like garbage. But they fucking did it. And over the course of the last couple of decades, now it looks great. Writing might not be as good, but it looks great. And now, had they sat on their little holes and waited to perfect it, we wouldn't have The Simpsons. We'd have a really good idea for a show as a draft. A little saying I came across recently: persistent perfection prevents production. Just get the shit done. If it's not perfect, that's fine. You can't improve your craft if you craft nothing.
That's true. So
if you're worried about it, if you're like an artist and you're like, oh no, these lines are bad, I can't draw fingers and my feet look weird and the feet I draw look weird. Don't worry about it. Just practice, you'll get there. If it's photography, just anything. If it's cooking, cook shit meals, you'll get better. No one started off as a master.
No.
And no amount of theory in the world. You can read the book on fucking cooking back to front, but if you never pick up a frying pan, you can never cook a steak. You can't cook a steak with a book. So that's my productivity tip today. Just fucking do it. Oh shit, Nike. They're on our asses for that. They just fucking do it, and they just do it. And that's DVD's productivity tip of the week.
All right.
And with that, I think we've come to the end of this week's episode of the Blind Daddy Podcast.
Yeah.
I want to thank Aislinn Kelly for joining us earlier to talk about the stuff happening in College Court. I want to thank Tara Maxwell for being my girlfriend and for being on the podcast today.
Oh.
Ross,
thanks.
As always, I want to thank you for letting me use this nice camera.
Thanks.
And for being here, just for being here.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Thank you, baby. I'll see you all next week. Thanks.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Love you lots.